All right. Okay, let's get into. Hold on. Rachel.
Uh-oh.
You said generally, overall, you like Brian. Though there's no chance in all hell you would ever bow for a man.
That's true.
You think it's degrading.
I do.
And it's disgusting and weird that anyone would want that. So disgusting and weird that I would want. So I'm disgusting and weird. Let's dive into that, though.
Great.
So first, tell me, let me just see. Well, you're currently married, right?
Yes.
If your husband, tomorrow, I hope he's watching because I'm going to tell him that he's now going to demand that you bow for him.
He's also Japanese, so he might actually
definitely should. He definitely got to get on that shit.
Part Japanese.
He watches the show. He becomes a big fan, and he's like, you know what? He's onto something with the bow thing. You go home after this podcast to your husband. And he's like, you know what? I was watching the podcast. Brian makes a lot of sense. And he asks you from now on to bow. Are you divorcing him?
No, I just won't do it.
You won't do it?
No.
Are you Christian?
No.
Oh, right. That's right. You're not Christian.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. All right. Okay. There's no circumstance under which you would bow?
No. No.
What if your husband said, if you don't do this, I'm divorcing you? Not saying that you should do that, but would you do it then? Like it's that much of a deal breaker?
No, I would not.
So it's demeaning no matter what the circumstance? Like if
I don't know that it's demeaning, especially because it's like part of the he did not grow up in Japan. He's
Right.
only part Japanese. So it is like part of that culture. It's not part of our culture. So why?
I mean, if I'm married to a man, I want to please him. I want to make him happy, and I want him to do the same for me. So if I asked him to bow because I enjoyed it and it made me happy and we could have a laugh, I would hope that he would say yes to that.
Can I make him happy in 1,000 other ways?
Sure,
So
but
why
if that's
bow
what their
if I don't
particular
wanna bow?
request is, I don't think it's hurting anyone. I'm not saying you're wrong for your answer. Just curious.
I did already ask him, and he said if I did it, he'd laugh in my face.
Well, yeah, I understand the bow thing seems, at least in American culture, seems a little out of place, especially as a pale white man asking for it. Although it's not like, to me, it's not like trying to appropriate
No, I
like
don't think so.
what I'm doing. I'm not like trying to be Japanese or some shit. However, it is an interesting tell on, I think it's like a great temperature check for how that relationship's going to go. But before I get into my position as to why I'm for it, I'd like to understand your position a little bit better. So you say it's degrading. You say it is, hold on, I got to find the notes again. You say it's degrading, disgusting, and weird.
I did say that.
Yeah, perhaps I would grant that it's weird insofar as it's uncommon in that way. How's it degrading, though?
Because why do you want me to bow to you?
No,
like, am I your servant? Do I serve you? I do do a lot of stuff. But if he asked me to do anything else, if he calls me, can you make dinner? Can you do laundry? Can you make sure that my socks are ready for work? Whatever. I will do it. Well, I don't understand the bow. I won't do it.
Okay.
I'm definitely not the only person.
Sure, a lot of people seem a little bamboozled, a little by
I don't
the
know
thing.
why you would want it.
Yeah, I'll explain it in just a bit. But what about it?
Be funny.
Removing the intention or motivation behind the person who wants it. What in and of itself doing the actual action itself, what is disgusting about it?
Disgusting might be a not good word to use.
Or, well,
I was just like
degrading
I was
and
just
disgusting.
going on, but
Okay, well, how's it degrading in and of itself?
because there's no purpose at all other than that you want me to bow to you. There's no other purpose.
Okay. And? Okay, let me ask you this. Do you believe in chivalry?
Yeah.
What purpose does chivalry serve?
don't know, just
But women quite frequently want men to act in a chivalrous way. They want men to be chivalrous. For example, would you want a man, or would you at least acknowledge that it is under the purview of chivalry for a man to open a woman's car door?
sure.
Or
I mean,
why?
I don't
women
really
have
expect that, but
while women are not as physically strong as men, women have the physical capacity to open a car door. They can do it. It requires more effort for the man to do it. He has to walk out, get out of the car. I mean, it depends the circumstances. Either he's already outside the car, has to open the car, go around the car. Why should a man do that?
Well, I don't expect that, but I do think it's nice.
And I think it's
But I would never
nice
expect it.
for a woman to bow. But there's other forms of chivalry where there's much higher expectation. I almost think we should maybe watch the bow video
Tasty.
just to show the guests here. Maybe some aren't familiar. Why don't we pull up the bow video just to give people context?
Oh, it'd be your ex-girlfriend?
Yeah, this is a video. I do this because it's like a tutorial, an instruction manual for future girlfriends. Instead of having to like explain it, it's just, I feel like it's helpful to give women a visual aid. Show them a video, that way they know. So I took this video so I could show future girlfriends expectations. I recorded this after a long day doing a podcast. Go ahead, play it. Boom. Huge bow, the great depth, submissive hand posture. Love to see it. And of course, I getting my laundry. Yep. And then my dinner's ready. Gotta love that. Dinner's ready, unprompted, don't have to ask, ready to go. Cracks open a beer for me. I don't even drink beer, but I just have it there anyways. I dumped her though you see that in the right corner, there's like those tomatoes. That's disgusting. I had to dump her because of that. Absolutely ridiculous. Play the bow one more time. Boom. Huge bow. This is expectation. I get home. I'm handling everything, by the way. She's not working. I'm handling all the finances. I just want to bow when I get home.
What the fuck?
I'm at home fucking
I'm
slaving.
not the only one.
That's fine. Nick, do you remember those memes of like, yes, oh, wait, where would it be?
Why would anyone bow to a man?
It's going to be in the Discord, Nick.
Why would a woman bow to a
Where
man?
is it? Hold on, I'm trying to find
Well,
it.
I would bow for my man because he stepped up, first of all, to be a father to a child that is not his. He provides for me in ways that
Nick,
other
media,
men have
under
never.
resources.
And if it makes them happy and that's something that he wants, then yeah, why not? It's just like cooking dinner for him.
It's
If he
yes, you
wants
are all wrong.
Do you feel like
laundry
you're
or-
lesser than him?
It's like four from the top.
Why
No,
is it
we are
attached to
equals.
being lesser? It's
We are
in so many
equals, and he will
cultures.
even tell you that he is my equal. We
Will
are
he bow to
completely
you
equal.
then?
You have it?
He
Yeah.
would. He probably
Well, then
would.
that's cool.
If
Yeah.
a dude bowed to me, I would be grossed out.
I don't want him to.
I don't know.
That's
pull it
so
up.
weird.
But just like if he were to open my door for
Yeah,
me,
pull it up.
because that's chivalrous, I would bow for him.
Tab over to the other one.
You're lying.
I don't know. I think
Tab
I'm
over.
No, I'm not. I really would. We already had this
Yes,
conversation.
you are all wrong. Tab over to the other one.
I think
No,
I'm.
that one. Yes, you're all. That's me. I don't care if a million people think this is silly or whatever. Don't care. I'm willing to stand up for what I believe in. So, yeah, my position is simply, if I'm going to be hustling to the point that this woman I'm with never has to work ever, and I'm taking care of everything financially, everything is taken care of for her, then my expectation is yes.
Yeah, I'm
gonna
honestly
be
like
submissive.
too gooned out to say. 'Cause
I don't care what you
I
have
feel like
to
the
say.
thing that comes to my mind about the bowing is like that Asian girl is kind of hot, and I low key just like would want to see her like squirt those cherry tomatoes out her vagina into her man's mouth.
What does gooned out
You're
mean?
okay.
So that is what I would expect that from like my other.
Bro.
Does that make
You're
sense?
fucking vulgar, lady.
Can we not cuss on this? Is this
No,
not?
it's just like
Is this a non-cussing thing?
No,
No,
you don't
you
have
can
to
cuss,
cuss
but-
to
I
say
don't
the
think that
vulgar
was the
things that
vulgar
you're
part.
saying.
it's talking
Oh.
about putting tomatoes in vagina. The fuck, dude.
Well,
all right, I'll get.
that's
hold
a
on.
real woman,
I'm gonna,
though.
I'm gonna get to my point, and then I'm gonna address you. So, back to this. Go ahead.
Anything else, almost anything else, I do not want to bow.
Why not? What's
But
you can I ask you a question? You acknowledge it's completely benign. Like the actual
it's silly.
It takes no effort.
Maybe that's why.
But it takes no
'Cause it's
effort,
silly.
right?
No effort. Sure.
Is there anything in terms of chivalry that men should do? Should men pay for dates?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
You're currently married. Is your husband the breadwinner?
No.
Okay. Does he pay for dates?
We pay for dates together. We make
How
about
about
the same.
when you guys first met? Would he pay for dates?
We didn't really go on dates, actually. We just hung
You
out.
never
That-
ordered food. Never
We
got
probably
dinner.
split it. Like, probably
Okay.
sometimes him, sometimes me.
All right. Have you ever, with other men you've dated, have you ever had the experience that typically they tend to pay for dates?
Yes.
Okay. And would you acknowledge that while your situation might be unique, I would argue overwhelmingly the majority of women, whether they're conservative or even liberal, even feminist, do typically have an expectation or at least strongly prefer men to pay for dates?
Yeah. Can I make a comment about this?
Well, answer my question first.
Yes.
Then
yes,
make your comment.
definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I think most
Okay.
women do.
Right.
Now, and I know lots of people say the person who initiated the date should be the person who pays. But generally, who asks who on a date? Generally, it's going to be the guy.
Right, I mean-
But if you say, will you go on a date with me to this really expensive restaurant? And I say yes, that is not something I was planning to pay for until you asked me. So what if I don't
Well,
have
that's complete-
$200 to go on the date? You asked me on the date. It's not something I'm like
Yeah,
budgeting
okay,
for.
that-
You asked me.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. That's irrelevant, though.
How?
I'm just saying, if you
It
make
has nothing
the
to do with the
plan,
central.
then you
Yeah, so I would agree with you if you're like a 30-year-old going out with a 21-year-old and you're going to go take her to Nobu or some really expensive restaurant. Yeah, you should pay for it. If you're of comparable ages, well, look, actually, I think generally speaking, men should pay across the board. It's just like the most, even though I can make like a bird's eye view analysis of like, yeah, that's inequality. Men, for the most optimum chess move on the dating board, you should just pay as a guy. That's the most optimum move. But my point would be to this idea that, okay, well, men are overwhelmingly the askers, right? So this idea that whoever asks should pay conveniently does ignore that women really don't take that level of initiative, generally speaking. Now, that's not to say that some women shoot their shot. Some women will ask the guy out. Really rare. So it's kind of like this whole whoever asks should pay thing. I would agree with that sentiment if it was the case that men and women asked each other out at comparable rates. If it was like 50-50 or 40-60, then I'd be like, yeah, you know what, whoever asks should pay. But it just conveniently ignores this really obvious thing that women don't shoot their shot. Women don't ask men out for first dates. And you might say, well, I was dating this guy for 3 months and I asked him, well, okay. Talking about like first, second, third dates. Women overwhelmingly are not initiators.
I don't think that's true.
It's 100% true.
It's true.
100% true.
I think statistically it's true, but yeah, there
it's
are
probably
women that will ask, guys out. But if we look at like,
What's not true?
dudes and
What's not true?
women,
Like,
men are going to ask women out more.
Tell me what isn't
has
true.
anyone here asked a man out
Sure.
on
Oh
the
my
first
I
date?
God. I made it
But
so
that's-
clear
but
that I'm
that
talking.
doesn't-
So exactly.
He's talking about
Oh my
like,
God. Holy shit.
Like generally,
As a
if
whole.
we all have, then how is it rare statistically? Like that's like
Yeah, no. I love that. Here's what we
8
do.
women in a room.
It doesn't
And we
matter.
all have.
It wouldn't matter if every single one of you have had an experience where one time you asked the guy out and you paid for the date. We would then have to say, of all the dates you've ever been on, if the breakdown is 90% of the time the guy pays and 10% of the time you pay, my point would still stand. Does that make sense? You're doing it. What? Oh my God, bro. What?
Just because we've done it once doesn't mean that makes it the majority of time.
My point was not, there's never in the history of the world has a woman ever asked a guy out, that wasn't my position. My position is overwhelmingly, generally speaking, women don't initiate. And I would put that number at probably, I'm almost being generous, 90%. 90% of the time is probably higher. 90% of the time, the guy's the one asking, the guy's doing the initiative, the guy's going to pay. Is this counter to your own experiences?
No. I mean, not really.
Yeah,
like,
us.
I guess
You've been on how many first dates?
a lot.
How many?
Probably more than 50.
Okay. And then of the 50, first dates, by the way, not like you've been dating a guy for 3 years and you guys
Yeah.
went to dinner.
Yeah.
50 first dates. How many of those did you initiate?
I don't know. Maybe like 20%. I guess. I guess you're right then, like 10 or 20%.
So you're reinforcing my point.
Yeah. Now I get it. I guess
And
I
then
just
of
tend to
the
see
dates-
it from
of
a
the
different
dates-
perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who paid for those dates?
Honestly, I'm a 50-50 girl. Sometimes, like, I'll make the guy pay if I'm not that into him. But, like...
Wait, you make the guy pay if you're not into him?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Usually I hear the reverse.
Yeah,
I
the
hear if
opposite.
the girl's not feeling it, she'll want it to be 50-50, but okay.
Well, because then it's just a waste of my money if I wasn't into it,
Right.
you know?
But again, I'm a bit confused. So even in, here's my confusion. Even in your own experience, you would say 20% of the time the guy initiates.
No, opposite. Like,
Sorry,
guess-
I mixed up my words. 20% of the time you initiate.
Yeah.
80% of the time the guy initiates.
Yeah.
So wouldn't that bolster my position that women don't initiate?
I mean, I guess, but I think, like, generally women have initiated the first date, but I guess overall, like...
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't dispute that whatsoever. It absolutely is the case that women do initiate.
Yeah, I
But what
get
I'm
what you're
talking
saying.
about is
Yeah, I
it's
agree
rare.
with you.
Like,
Yeah.
I think it's probably 90-10.
I don't know if it's rare. I feel like all women have at least once, though. So,
They just want free food.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, women all have one what?
They all have at least once, like, initiated the first date.
Right, but if they've been on 100 dates and one time they initiated,
Then it's
that
the
means
10-90,
99%
yeah.
of the time. And in this case, I've had many women on the show who said, I've never initiated.
Never once.
Never once?
Never
Anybody
once.
else? Never? Anybody? Okay. But
Only
let's get
when
back
I
to,
want free food.
let's get back to the bow thing here. Oh, hold on. Pasty George, I apologize. My bad.
Pasty George donated $200. Chair 1, why should a woman bow to a man, you say? Well, why should a man bow to a woman when proposing to her for marriage?
Is that standard practice? Because I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, like getting down on one knee.
Yeah, but that's not bowing.
I think
I kind of think...
I think he meant the getting down on one knee thing.
That's a
Pasty
good
George.
point.
Yeah.
That is a good
That's
point.
a good point.
Yeah.
That's a really
Thank you,
good
Pasty
philosophy.
George.
Yeah.
But
Sorry for
this
the delay on
happens
that.
one time
Because that's
or
like...
twice.
But the
About
majority of
every
women
single
don't
day you
get
get
proposed
home
to
is
or
different.
Yeah.
Well, I would actually, here's my argumentation here. So if the expectation is the guy should pay on the first date, right? He pays for the whole bill. And let's say it's not a super expensive place. Let's say $100 total for the date. And that could be, I think that's pretty reasonable. That might even be a little bit slightly on the low end even. It's, that's like Chili's. You'll pay $100 at Chili's for two people. Not exactly like the most romantic.
They got
Hey,
rid
but
of
Chili's is
$100
good.
at Chili's is a lot.
That means
Well,
no.
hold on.
No,
Think
not
about it.
nowadays.
Oh, I don't know. I
think-
have
Cocktails like $40.
Appetizers, 2 drinks, main course, dessert,
coupons?
tip. Yeah, you're getting to $100.
I pay
mean,
that
they got
much at
some
Yogurtland
deals.
now.
They got some deals, but like my thought process here, for let's say a guy makes $20 an hour, $20 an hour. In order for him to take you on that date, he has to work 5 hours. Well, that's before whatever. Let's say he just makes $20 an hour. We're not going to complicate things with tax. He has to work 5 hours to take you on the date. Now you might say, well, hold on, half of it is for him, so that would be 2.5 hours, right? $50 for you, $50 for him. He has to work 2.5 hours. If a woman bows every single time, that takes 3 seconds. That's like equal to one, like total time, if we're doing the math here, total time. That's like one date maybe over a lifetime. If she's bound to me every single day for like 70 years or, well, 50, 40, 50, whatever. However many, I don't know. I might die. Who knows when whatever. Who knows how long I'm going to live. Kind of like, and I'm going to be taking her on all these dates, and when we're together, when she has kids, she's never going to have to work. I'll take care of everything.
But what if I don't want you to take care of everything? I like working.
Well, look, there is a financial and economic reality that there are men and women out there who, well, the man isn't going to earn a high enough income for that. And maybe you're going to have more of a 50-50 relationship. But there are a lot of men who are going to want to be sole breadwinners, who do want to take on more of a leadership role in the relationship. Also, even this idea that if you both are financially providing for the relationship, and perhaps that is the financial and economic reality for the vast majority of people, you're still going to look to your man, I assume, to adhere to certain traditional gender roles. Like, you're going to want a man who's a leader, who's decisive, who's masculine. Like, I hear this complaint even from liberal progressive women.
Oh my God.
Oh, you know, he just asks me, I ask him what about dinner, and he's like, oh, whatever you want, babe. You pick. And some women are okay with that, I guess. But a lot of women are like, I'd prefer a guy who's like, no, we're going here. Be ready at 7 p.m. Wear this. I'm picking up. Some women want that, right? So I would argue, even if you guys are both financially contributing equally, even in those relationships, you're still going to look to your boyfriend or husband to act in a certain way that is more within a masculine traditional gender role.
But I still act in a pretty consistent gender role as well. Like, I stay home with the kids every single day. I take my daughter to school. I make dinner. Like, I do pretty much fall into, like, I'd say gender roles are a good fallback, but they don't always have to be this exact thing. Like, exact. Like, maybe some things.
So, like what?
Different.
What's negotiable?
Like, my husband helps me with the laundry and the dishes. And generally, would probably say, generally, as a gender role, you'd probably say the woman's doing the dishes and laundry. But he always helps me every day.
Yeah, my ex did that too when I lived with him. He did the shit I didn't want to do, you know?
Okay, look, I think it's okay for you guys to want to be 50-50, but like, I think you should genuinely be 50-50 in all dimensions, at least attempt to, in all dimensions, in all realms. I don't see women abandoning the benefits of more traditional or the benefits of gender expectations and gender role dynamics. So, for example, when it comes to initiative, even like hyper progressive liberal women who want to be like boss babe 50-50 career women, still probably going to look for the man to take initiative. Why aren't we having this push for women to take a more proactive approach to dating? Why don't women shoot their shot at comparable levels to when?
Because of society.
There's nothing preventing, there's not a law that prevents women from doing this. Women are more free now than at any other point in human history. Women have more rights, more freedoms, more everything, more opportunity, more privilege than at any other point in human history. Women absolutely can shoot their shot. In fact, it's incredibly easy. You can even do it online now. So this, and sort of having to skate around like a more upfront in-person rejection. So,
how many women have shot their shot with you first? Do you think? Recently, I guess. Like, do a lot?
I'm not a great example because I'm out there publicly. I have this popular podcast. But yes, I do get DM'd by women.
Yeah.
Would you?
Well, you're saying they don't. Why don't they?
Yeah, but I think, like, okay, you know.
The numbers for a public figure are way,
I'm trying to think.
different.
Yeah, way different.
You know, like Brad Pitt when he was 30.
Oh, God.
you know, all these women coming up to him. Let's map on Brad Pitt's experience to the experience of like average men. The reality is, I'm in this unique situation where I'm out there in the public, but the average guy, women aren't like sliding into his DMs. Women aren't doing that.
But like,
I
feel though, like if you're a good-looking guy, women will just like do that nowadays.
Some do.
That's true.
Well,
You know,
There's
for
a lot
sure.
of women.
But the majority is men, or men have to pursue women for sure.
But like
that
you're
might be
saying,
that might be the case.
why don't they? But they do.
Right, but okay, so what about like average men? For example, I would argue that in terms of the sexual optionality, if in order to get the same sexual optionality as an average or even below average looking woman,
Yeah.
you have to be a top 1% guy.
Well, what do you mean?
Oh yeah, so the frequency with which a top 1% guy is going to get DMs or like women approaching him in public is probably like if he is equal to an average or below average looking woman.
That makes sense, yeah.
So like the frequency with which even
Yeah.
average looking women get approached or hit up in the DMs.
So you're just calling men dogs, right? Because like,
Not necessarily, but
do you think
What I'm
men
saying-
have standards when it comes to women?
yes, men do have standards, although there's a differentiation between men who are just trying to have sex with women and then men who want relationships. But yes, women are pickier. I don't disagree.
Yeah,
Women
yeah.
are pickier, yeah.
But like, I still think it depends on the woman's like morals and values in a relationship. Like, if they genuinely like a guy who's like super insecure and they know that, then they'd probably be like that. They'd at least drop the hints. You know what I mean?
But you don't know if a guy is insecure or like that.
You can tell
off
if a guy's insecure.
No, not every single man. Some men carry themselves at a really
Kind
high
of a fake
standard.
it until you make it. Think of
I feel
women,
like
for
it's
instance,
super
that
easy
do
to
that,
tell if
you
a
know?
guy's insecure.
I can speak from experience that some of the most what I thought were confident,
Yeah,
secure men.
the cocky-ass men are hella insecure.
But I couldn't tell that at first.
Right.
That was a present I got much later.
Everybody can fake it till they make it.
Pasty George donated
Yo, Pasty, thank you.
$200.
no.
Chair 3, based on your answers and replies, I can already tell that your marriage won't last long and that you will be
Totally wrong. My husband's the
under
best
some
person ever.
ridiculous claim. R.I.P. poor husband.
Just for the sake of this conversation, I think it would be helpful to point one thing out. When I'm saying these terms, when I'm saying something like women do X, this is a generalized statement.
Yeah.
So when I say women don't initiate, and sometimes I'll even preface it, I'll say generally. This isn't to say that women never do it. So if I say women don't initiate, that's a general statement.
Yeah.
For example, hide it because they're going to be distracted. If I were to say that humans have 10 fingers, it is the case that some people are born
Like an
with
extra one.
an extra digit.
Yeah.
They have an extra finger. It's not wrong of me to say that humans have 10 fingers.
Yeah.
Now, yes, it is true, but just for the sake of the conversation, I would implore you not to do but I know this exception to the rule. I'm talking about the general idea here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay.